Welcome to our first live feed, live stream here on the beautiful Phillip Island, just 1.5 hours from Melbourne. Yes, that is 1.5 hours from Melbourne, one of the most populated tourist destinations, I think, in Victoria. And this is where we'll find out why. Now, our first introduction today, of course, this is a Sydney-Melbourne touring program. So why not start off with the Sydney-Melbourne touring program? Our main man here is Anthony Jung. How are you, Anthony?
I'm good, George. How are you?
Good, thanks. Good. What is Sydney-Melbourne touring?
Well, we promote self-drive road trips between Sydney and Melbourne. So we encourage people to get off the highway, get on behind the wheel, and then do a bit of drive. As you can see on the screen now, that's our drives. A couple of main drives. We got the coastal route there, and we also have the inland drive. And it's a big region, as you can see, between Sydney and Melbourne. But that's why we're doing this live stream now, so we can focus on a particular part of the drive and then tell you a bit more about it. So today here we are at Phillip Island, which is also where I live, and I'm glad the weather showed up nicely this afternoon, and hopefully we can show you a bit of the magic of Phillip Island.
Absolutely. It is a beautiful day here on Phillip Island. Before I ask you the next question, just also like to welcome our Southeast Asian
guests
here. Yes, how are you? All from Singapore, Malaysia.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us. Here we are at beautiful sunny Australia, Phillip Island. You're also on live chat, so if you want to, you can ask us any questions while we're doing it. A little bit of a delay, but I'm sure we can fix that problem. So, Anthony, some more questions. What are some of the great things you can do here on Phillip Island?
Oh, well, there's so many things you can do here on Phillip Island. Helicopter rides, for example, with Phillip Island helicopters. It's a great way to see the island from high above. And as you can see on the screen, they have a range of different helicopters, and then the view is just spectacular when you're up there. Beautiful coastal waterways and beaches, and it's a fantastic way to see the island from high above. As you can see, there's so many different things you can do. Just right next to Phillip Island helicopters as well is one of our Vietnam Veteran Museum, which is really interesting, especially those who are interested in a bit of history with war, military, and how everything happened with us with our involvement in the Vietnam War. And it's a huge collection of memorabilia, and
yes.
as you can see, old vehicles and helicopters, and it's really interesting. And when you actually go inside, it's so much more than just a basic museum. There's quite a bit of history there, so it's very interesting.
It is very
educational as well.
Educational, definitely put that on the itinerary. Anything else, like famous penguins, of course?
Yeah, so we also have the famous penguins, and we have cruises that goes out to the seals and also other things, and wildlife coast cruises. And you will hear from them shortly after me, and tell you a bit more about those particular attractions as well.
And other accommodations?
Yes, there are a great range of accommodations on Phillip Island. And first one, as you can see on the screen, is Ramada Resort. And they actually have this interactive page on their website where you can go inside the resort and the rooms, and you can swing around and then walk through as a virtual tour to see what the rooms are like. It's a great way to inspect the property without you having to be there physically, and you can see it's a great range of different accommodation rooms there, setting a very natural scenery.
It was natural. I stayed there last night. It was very nice, clean, relaxing.
Very quiet.
Woke up with lovely birds singing. Great place.
I bet you had a really good sleep, because you just got this shiny, lovely smile today. It must be the sleep at Ramada Resort last night.
Stop it. He's a cheeky guy, this one. Cheeky guy. Any other accommodations?
Yes. We also have a self-contained apartment style Phillip Island apartments. It's right here in Cowes. Very beautiful and modern. Great for family as well, or couples traveling together. We also have a nice boutique, more luxury option as well, especially for couples and those who are looking for something a bit more. Oak Tree Lodge, as you can see on the screen, very beautifully appointed B&B. It's set in a quiet village, walking distance to beach and water. It's absolutely beautiful, very romantic, I think. And we also have great carrying parks, for example, Cowes Carrying Park. set
Oh.
right in front of the beach. As you can see here, you can park your RV camper van right in front of the beach, walk straight down, and then you can't get any better view than right on the beach. And then this is what a lot of our Southeast Asian friends coming to Australia for, to see that great coastal line and
Looks fantastic.
water, and then pristine clean beach as well. So
Really, it's the only way to
Fantastic.
do it, right? Right on
Absolutely,
along the
yeah.
water. They will love that. I'm sure
absolutely.
you would. So what else is there to do on the island? What else does the island has to offer?
Well, there's so many other things on Phillip Island, and you know, we have great walking tracks and trails, and we have great food and wine experiences, which you will hear about a little bit about that coming up soon. And it's just a really relaxing place. I used to live in Melbourne, big buzzing city, and now I moved to Phillip Island. I just feel like, you know, you live on paradise every day. It's so relaxing, so laid back. You can easily spend 2-3 days here. But yeah, hopefully that's what we hope you guys can promote to your customers. Don't just come on a day trip, but stay overnight and spend a couple of days here. You really get the feel of this resort island style living here.
That's right, and I remember you were living in Melbourne many years ago, really on the edge and very nervous and all that.
Yep.
Look at you. I've never seen anyone so relaxed as you.
Oh,
Ladies
I'm so
and gentlemen,
relaxed, it's not funny.
that is Anthony from Sydney Melbourne Touring. Give him a round of applause. Thank you,
guys.
Anthony.
I'm going to
Wow.
walk straight across here.
Where?
I'm not being...
It's all live TV,
It's all live.
guys.
I'm not being
So,
rude. It's just I don't like seeing your face more than 5
Oh,
minutes.
stop it. Get out of here. Now, we've got, ladies and gentlemen, like the main attraction on Phillip Island is the Phillip Island Penguin Parade Nature Parks. And here with me is Stephen Peppard. How are you,
G'day,
Stephen?
George. How you going?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well, mate. Very well indeed.
And
Beautiful sunny day.
it
here
is a
on the
beautiful sunny day. You're all looking forward to, after this interview, to go back and make sure that everyone's happy with the Penguin Parade.
Island. Yeah,
Yes.
we always make sure everyone's happy at the Penguin Parade, but we do our best anyway.
Well, I hear the Penguin Parade, something new for all your clients, is that there's going to be a brand new visitor centre. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, that's right, George. So at the start of July this year, we're going to be launching our brand new visitor centre, an amazing building. It's very high tech, and it's going to be about double the size of the old one. So around 54,000 square feet, or about 5,000 square metres in size. So an incredible size, as I said, about twice the existing one. The good news, though, for all the operators and clients, George, is we're actually not increasing the capacity at the Penguin Parade. So people will be able to move around more freely. Around 20,000 square feet, or a couple of thousand square metres of interpretation and education areas. And, you know, our friends in Singapore, Malaysia love our guided ranger tours. We have a lot of rangers that meet the group series as well. So we'll have areas dedicated for that. And so that's going to be a huge advance on the current setup. Lovely 300-seat a la carte restaurant, 100-seat cafe and 100-seat theatre. And, you know, we're very fortunate as a not-for-profit self-funded organisation that the state government of Victoria gave us $48 million towards the building, and we saved a little bit as well and put another $10 million. And more importantly, as a conservation organisation, with the removal of the old centre and the old coach parking area, we'll actually create another habitat, and in due course, probably another 1,400 penguins. That'll take us up to close to 34,000 penguins at the Penguin Parade, George.
Well, I'm really impressed. The visitor experience is very, very important, and you certainly focus on that. Thank you for that. That's great. They'll appreciate it. Now, also, tell us about the viewing options at the Penguin Parade.
Yeah, well, again, we have many different options there, George, and, you know, a range of them to suit all budgets. And, you know, within Singapore and Malaysia, they utilise all these different products. So we have the general viewing, which can get a little bit busy. And, you know, we've seen many operators now, especially Singapore, Malaysia and Indonesia, now utilising our Penguins Plus viewing area, which is a lot more intimate and a little bit closer to the penguins. We have our underground viewing area that I know especially the Malaysians and Singaporeans love in the winter when it's pretty cold at Phillip Island in our June, July period. So they can get into the underground, nice and warm and dry. Again, 70 packs. And then we have all of our ranger-led experiences. So this enables people to 1 in 10 eco-accredited tours where they learn more about these amazing little creatures and the work that we've done, and hopefully take some of those lessons back home with them to, to their own areas and help other wildlife and stuff like that, George.
So I could safely say it's probably one of the best attractions in the world. I mean, with all
I'd
these
like to think
wonderful
so, yeah.
facilities and the experience to see the penguins come out of the ocean like that in nature, it's just mind-boggling. As a former tour operator, this is what the feedback I get. I understand you also manage Churchill Island. Tell me about this place.
Yeah, look, George, Churchill's one of our jewels. It's another separate little island to Phillip Island. There is a bridge that connects the two, and it's a lovely place, beautiful gardens and historic homesteads that date back to the early 1800s, the start of the 19th century. But we have all of our working farm details there, so it's the sheep shearing and the working dogs, the whip cracking. You can milk a cow, these sorts of activities.
Brilliant.
A lovely
Yeah.
cafe for lunch stops and things like that. But the gardens are something I love. Walking around there, they're magnificent, and the sea views are, like at the back behind me here, George. They're amazing, and it forms part of our 3 or 4 or even 5 park pass where you can combine all the products and save money. And fantastic for those self-drive markets from Singapore and Malaysia, and even the group series that are coming out.
Yes.
They quite often want to include these products. So it's a great way to experience the island.
Absolutely, Churchill Island. I can tell Singapore, Malaysian people, they love the farm experience.
Mice groups and things like that.
It'll
The
be
incentive group market
perfect.
love Churchill.
Yes.
We do a lot of activities down there, and gala dinners and things like that as well. So.
Make sure you put that out on the itinerary. And just a little tip from me, not from him, go see the Antarctic journey. It is an amazing experience. They'll certainly love that. Phil, Steve,
He's done it
Stephen,
again. He's called
I'm
me
telling
Phil
you.
a few times over
Yeah,
the years.
because it's Phillip Island. I think you missed the Phillip. Stephen Peppard, ladies and gentlemen, give him a round of applause.
Thanks very much, guys, and looking
Stephen,
forward to seeing you all soon.
Thank you. Okay, well, it's still live TV. Now, something you need to do in this island is to experience the marine activity, and no better operator, in fact, no better operator in Australia can do it like Wildlife Coast Cruises. And welcome, Brianna.
Thank
Brianna
you.
Dickey, how are we?
I'm great. How
Yeah,
are you?
yeah, good,
Yeah,
good. Tell me about Wildlife Coast Cruises and your boat tours.
Yeah, so Wildlife Coast Cruises is a locally family-owned company. So it's been operating for about 25 years.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So we do have a lot of staff who are passionate and enthusiastic about their jobs and what they do and what we get to see on a daily basis.
Absolutely. Well, it's just, I mean, I looked at your website and the amount of amazing products you have on the boat. What can people expect from your daily sea watching cruise?
So on our cruises, the seal watching cruise, you'll leave from the township of Cowes, which is
Right behind
where we
here,
are.
right?
Yeah, right
Beautiful.
behind where we are. So you'll leave from this jetty behind me, and the seal watching cruise will go for 2 hours. So you'll go past a few historical points on Phillip Island,
That's
right out to the seal colony, where it's the largest breeding colony of Australian fur seals in Australia.
Tell me, how much do you think there is? How many seals do you think there are out there?
Oh, on a daily basis, we'll probably see about 8,000 seals.
No
So
way!
there's thousands. So yeah, there's so many seals. You'll have them right next to the boats, up close and personal, right there.
Look at that. That looks absolutely spectacular. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
And that is a perfect option if you're only here for the day to do a cruise and then the penguin parade at night. But I certainly recommend you spend a couple of days to do some more cruises. And one of the most amazing cruises, I think, that you offer, I've looked on your website. I mean, look at this. The seals look fantastic. 8,000 of them right there. But you also offer dolphin cruises and also whale cruises.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. During the winter months, we'll do a 4-hour whale watching cruise and whale and dolphin watching cruise. So they're 2 different cruises. The whale cruise will circumnavigate the whole of Phillip Island, so you get to view all the beautiful coastlines Phillip Island has to offer. It's absolutely spectacular. As you can see there's a whale
Jeez, that's
going for a
amazing.
nice deep dive right in front of our boat. So
Look at that.
yeah, that's incredible.
Oh, look
Yeah.
at it! It's so picturesque, and the amount of photos. And you were mentioning before about how passionate your staff is, and tell us a little bit about your tour boats.
So our boats are 20-metre high tunnel catamarans. There's 3 different deck levels where you can view from all around the boat.
Fantastic.
Yeah, 360 degrees around the boat. You can go anywhere you like to view our seals or our whales or beautiful coastlines.
Absolutely. And you have you obviously run daily tours, and you've got more than one boat. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. So we've got 3 different vessels. The catamarans, they're 2 sister ships, so they're the same size, 20 metres, like I said before. These boats are just, they're really
They're
big.
really
yeah.
big, really big. And
Yeah.
she's very proud, ladies and gentlemen. She's one of the family members of Wildlife Cruises. And give a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to Brianna
Thank you so
Dickey.
much.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Awesome. Well done. Oh, wow. It's just going crazy. I have to stay here for days. Ladies and gentlemen, who we got here? We have from Destination Phillip Island, Pauline Bolton. How are we, Pauline?
Hi, George. Great, thanks.
Yes, yes. And Destination Phillip Island looks after lots of inquiries about tourism, for tourism products, and especially for all the agents and wholesalers up in Singapore and Malaysia. If you ever want to know things to do in Phillip Island, make sure you give Pauline a bit of a give her a buzz. Now, Pauline, we noticed that Anthony talked about some accommodations that he recommends. Tell us about your recommendations on accommodations here at Phillip Island.
Thanks, George. Yeah, we have lots of accommodation to suit everyone, families, couples, and even the extended family. From, as Anthony had said before, apartments. We're at North Pier today, overlooking this beautiful Powell's foreshore. Absolutely.
We're on the balcony here, guys, so it's great.
We are. To your hotels, motels, and resort-style accommodation, and they all have 1, 2, and 3 bedroom options for those families to come and stay. We also have, as Anthony had mentioned before, we have our luxury accommodation, Oak Tree Lodge, but we also have another luxury bed and breakfast, and that's called Cliff Top, overlooking the Cliffs Bass Strait at Smith's Beach.
Look at that. That's
this is
fantastic.
our beautiful Bimbadeen. This is a farm stay, one of our little secrets on Phillip Island, where you can enjoy a farm experience. Look at those beautiful views of a family farm, collecting eggs, feeding the chickens while you stay in these beautiful luxury cabins.
That's great. It's like you died and went to heaven. You do Churchill Island, you stay at a farm stay.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
We also have something new to the accommodation, which is glamping,
Oh.
sort of an upmarket camping. So these photos are showing you're out in the
beautiful.
out in some paddocks, looking camping there. So it's a beautiful experience. It's a bit more glamorous than just camping at a caravan park.
Yeah, and do you have a personal favourite?
Well, I do.
accommodation?
The glamping is my personal
There we go.
favourite.
There,
Yeah,
it's
a
awesome.
little bit upmarket, a little bit different. So yeah, certainly great experience to have.
Well, there's no shortage of accommodations here at Phillip Island, guys. But tell me about, well, obviously when we come here, we like the food and wine. The food, what's there to eat here?
Well, our food scene has actually grown over the last few years. A lot of our cafes and restaurants use local produce. We're very lucky being an island. We have great access to seafood with lots of trawlers and fishermen being able to bring the fish in locally. We also have South Gippsland's known for its beef, so again, great access to that. We also have a lot of our restaurants and cafes have, again, beautiful views overlooking Bass Strait and other idyllic areas.
Look at that. That's amazing. And
Yeah,
what
this-
else does Phillip Island have to offer?
This is our
Yep.
breweries. Rusty
Oh, yeah.
Water Brewery has, you're able to taste some locally made beer. They also have a beautiful one called, it's a Koala Pale Ale. So
Yep.
for those having a local beer, to try that, especially on a paddle. And Phillip Island Winery has local cool climate wines to enjoy. So certainly something for everyone. K Kitchen, this is one of our beautiful restaurants overlooking Bass Strait. So again, beautiful views while you're enjoying your dining options.
Well, so that's all about the food and wine and Rusty Waters. Yes, I know Stephen Peppard loves that place. So apart from food, what else we got?
So we have a chocolate factory.
Oh,
Now, we all love chocolate.
You're joking.
Absolutely not. We can make chocolate, see chocolate, play with chocolate. They have a chocolate waterfall, as you can see on the screen.
Look at that.
Which is amazing. I just wanted to dive under there one day. One day I'll get to do it, I hope. And have a real hot chocolate made from real chocolate. So that's a great experience for the family. Amazing Things is a family attraction. They have the putt, we have Sky Trail, which is a ropes course. So if you're after a bit of a thrill, you can climb this 10-metre ropes course, as well as Magic Manor. And that's all magic and mystery going through there. So great things for the families to do. Also, I don't know if you know, George, but we have an international motorcycle track here on Phillip Island.
I certainly know.
Yeah, home
yes.
to the MotoGP, which we have every October.
Yes.
But you can also go on a replica track. It's a 750-metre track,
Wow.
which you can go on go-karts, so you can race your family or friends, or just race the clock and have fun on this replica track. It's one of the most beautiful tracks, international tracks around the world. So certainly that's something for the families to do as well.
So from 1.5 hours from Melbourne, you've got the world famous motorcycle Grand Prix.
Absolutely.
So you've got a major sporting event. We've got the most major attraction in Australia, which is the Penguin Parade. And I also believe a major water activity like wildlife cruises.
Yep.
Accommodation, places to eat. Only 1.5 hours. You can self-drive here, ladies and gentlemen. And there's plenty of tour operators that come to Phillip Island. So make sure you bring them down, book them on the tour operators. But we are going to bring Anthony back. So thank you very much, Pauline. Yay! Well, Anthony. Well, we're going to wrap it up. Sydney, Melbourne touring. Tell us all about the.
Well, first of all, I just want to check. Has there anyone has been asking questions? Do we know?
Yes. No one's been asking questions, but
I think there might be.
I think they're in awe of what's been happening. So, what I have here, let me have a look. This is the best thing about live streaming.
Yeah, because you can see all the mistakes as well, guys. But
it's really good. So
This is live.
it's just gone off. So do we have any questions now?
Let's
back to
ask our
studio?
crew from.
There we go.
Let me have a look.
I'll grab
You
that.
can take the bit off.
Yep,
Okay, thank
beautiful.
you very much to my very personalized PA. So, we have a question from Rolly.
Oh yes.
Okay. Hi, George. Loving the show. Can I see the penguins all year round? Yes. The question is, they do come around all year round, and you might see a bit more of them in summer, but all year round you can go and see penguins and penguin prey. It's their permanent habitat, and then yep. And
it's open every day of the year, including Christmas Day. Yep.
But do remember, if you do come during Christmas, New Year, it's the busiest time of the year. Make sure you pre-book your tickets, otherwise it's always a sold-out event.
So, and to Sydney Melbourne Tour, you have some great partnerships.
Absolutely.
Tell us more about those partnerships.
So we can't do this without the support of our corporate partners, and so we have a few of the corporate partners as well. As you can see on the screen. Oh, is there another question? Sorry. What is the temperature there today? Well, I think it's about
26 degrees, yes.
Yes,
Perfect
but
weather.
to be honest, it feels like 30 at the moment because the sun's right on my head. But
we love the sun here.
yeah, we love the sun.
Not humid, but beautiful sun.
And
Dry
it's not
sun.
like Singapore when you step outside, you start sweating straight away. We have a drier climate here, so even though it's sunny and warm, you don't sweat all the time. But the breeze is just beautiful, especially right next to the water right here. So. Yes,
it is.
But as I was saying, and as you asked, we do have some great corporate partners as well, and we can't do this without their support. So we have Big Four holiday parks, and they're great caravan parks, and there's one on Phillip Island as well, actually, all along the coast and inland as well. So they're a great way to stay, especially when you do a caravan trip, and which is also. A big thank you to THL, which is your Brit and Maori campervans, and they do great vehicle options for those who want to do the campervan. I know in Singapore and Malaysia, this is a very popular and trendy thing to do now in Australia, to do campervan RV trips around Australia.
And it's easy to drive.
Absolutely.
It's really open country. It's great
we
to drive.
we all drive on the same side of the road as well, which is fantastic. So
Fresh air.
Yes, absolutely. And also Murray River Tourism Board, which is along the Murray. They're great partners as well as Caravan Camping Association New South Wales. And they have a huge range of members along the south coast New South Wales, which have great sites too. So yes,
sounds like a good thing to do. So guys, make sure you go to the Sydney Melbourne Touring website. Make sure you support all our partners here on Phillip Island and the Sydney Melbourne Touring route. What live streams are coming up?
Yeah, so
this is our first one.
Yeah, this is our first one, and we've actually got 2 more coming. So next week, we will be at Gippsland Lakes area, which is a beautiful part of Victoria.
Yes. Have to stay tuned.
Eastern side of Victoria, Australia. So that will happen next Wednesday. 27th of March. So guys, make sure you tune in and ask all your family and friends and your colleagues and come and watch us as well. We also have one coming up the following week at Wilson's Promontory National Park, what I call the Jurassic Park of Australia. It's just absolutely
southernmost
beautiful.
point of mainland Australia. It's a biosphere. It's a beautiful national park. So next week, guys, and the following week, come back to us. There's lots more to talk about. As you can see from Phillip Island, we're going to have to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope to see you in Melbourne. Make sure it's coming to Melbourne, onto Phillip Island, and see this wonderful tourist destination. So we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.